Hello everybody, video here for today. This is the Curse of Oak Island. Looks back and ahead, episode number 5. In episode 5, we found that this large slab of concrete was down in what they think is a restall shaft as they try to look for the flood tunnels. Also, this big beam, which they don't think is restall. They think this beam would be too big to be restall. Of course, you can get this either carbon dated or through dendrochronology, which they've been doing with most of the wood lately, as that is more accurate, apparently. They did ground penetrating radar right there in the money pit area, right next to the garden shaft, and apparently 3 feet away from that is a void at 127 feet down. Now the garden shaft did flood when they were probe drilling, but I don't think they were down that far because they were only down 100 feet and then they went down an extra 10 feet. And they were probing to see where the tunnel was so they could tunnel through it. And that's when it flooded. Emma talks about this concrete that was also found in that hole on the episode 4. And so, but there's no mention of the slab on number 5. It looks the same, but would love to know if it matches this one. And this was 1920s to 1980. And so that would fit in with the restalls in the early 60s, mid 60s. This is the ground penetrating radar result there. You can see the triangle shapes, and that means difference in the earth, and that means a void apparently. And again, I think where they were is about where the yellow cone is there and in the middle, and 3 feet from that, didn't say what direction, but 3 feet from that, void at 127 feet down. And so they are going to be drilling for that. So another notable thing about this picture, if you look up above where the garden shaft is, the yellow framework there, if you go like straight back from that, that is where 10X is. It looks like there's a little lean-to on top of it, like a piece of wood. I guess they cover it sometimes. And so, but that's where borehole 10X is, right across the road. Next time on an all-new Curse of Oak Island, that is season 12, episode 6, called Hide and Seek. Now, we don't know if that's just because the treasure is playing hide and seek. The original money pit shaft is also playing hide and seek because they haven't been able to find it, or if they drill and they bring up pieces of animal hide, maybe. Just a thought, because they love to do the puns with the episode names. Synopsis is, when the team hits more wood deep in the money pit area where GPR results detected what could be an offset chamber, the Fellowship is more convinced than ever their search for answers is about to pay off. And I think, yep, that's it. So let's go to the looks ahead portion. There we are. These are all images from previous episodes and this season, and things that we are looking for as far as things that might be on the show coming up. And that would be the dendrochronology dates of wood taken from, they dug what they had thought was shaft 2 that they discovered in season like 5, 6, or 7, somewhere in there. They discovered shaft 2, and that's over by where the crane is putting dirt now. But then they found another shaft and like closer to the garden shaft. And so they have wood from all 3 of those places, and so would like to see if they all match, or just what the dates are in general. Okay, this is the concretion found last year. And this is the conclusion found on the first episode this year. And they raised cone E both times. And it was right under cone E. And that is the bottommost boulder of Nolan's Cross. And so on the first one, that has hairs in it. You could maybe get, hopefully, carbon dating or DNA, hopefully both, on at least one of those hairs to see where that comes from, see what kind of hair that is in there. Hopefully we get that information, or at least are told that we couldn't get that information because the sometimes the specimen is too degraded and you can't get that information. And also, Dr. Spooner got some organic material from under there, and so you can carbon date that as well. And we have heard zip about that. Again, this was in episode 1 of season 12, just back in November of 2024. This is what they're calling shaft 2A. Because they don't know, I guess, exactly which one shaft 2 is. And you can see they dug up like right under the garden shaft platform, which the garden shaft platform is pretty much all gone now as they looked underneath it, I guess. You only have the concrete under the yellow items for the garden shaft. The rest of it has all been chopped away, so I guess that they could drill or just see what was going on underneath it, maybe excavate under some of it as well. But again, they have wood from this shaft and what they thought originally was shaft 2 and another part in between both of those. And this is the idea of the offset chamber. The theory is that at some point in there, and maybe pretty high up as well, that there's an offset chamber. So you go off in one of the directions. And this was a theory postulated by many people, including Gretchen Cornwall, that you would be at 40 feet down. At 40 feet down, they found a layer of blue clay, and that's for waterproofing. So you would think maybe they are trying to protect what's above it. This is from the preview for episode 6 called Hide and Seek. And this is on the beach. I don't know if it is Smith's Cove or Lot 5. You can see the excavator way in the background there. So I don't know if this was Smith's Cove or this could be Lot 5 because there is a just outside of the tree line on the beach of Lot 5. We do have a find coming up that was showcased on, I forget the chef's name, but it's a chef from the Food Network was visiting there, and he was able to post some photos, and he has a photo of him talking to Jack standing right around the tree line, and they are looking towards the bay, and they're looking right at what it is. They're saying, wow, that's pretty cool. But they could not, describe it or anything like that. Marty is pulling out some kind of slab of something, like a big rock or something like that. You can't really see it. It doesn't show it. But the main thing is there will be some kind of find there. And what they were talking about was that it's something that was intentionally buried. So, but on Lot 5, there is some kind of, and I think it's a structure is what they said. What else do we have? This is from their continued efforts in Smith's Cove. They think this is another Restall shaft or the same one. There's some more wood from it. Dr. Spooner's new round of water testing has led him to believe that there's a flow of water that is bringing the metals to the baby blob area, and which is why it's getting high water, high metals content in the water. And this back here, down here, is where the original money pit is thought to probably be, because you have the head and shaft there and the chapel shaft there. And back then they would have had more of an idea where the original money pit was. You can see the round big Dunfield dig right here. Obviously they're going to drill this target right here. I don't know if that's the 127-foot void or if that's where somewhere where Dr. Spooner said you should dig. This map is from pre-2022 digging, which is why it only has the baby blob on there. It doesn't have the pie or the golden egg on here. I'm assuming this would be from whatever hole they drill in. After getting that information, and it looks like some very old wood, and Terry Matheson, geologist, says he thinks it's a tunnel. And if you have tunnels, that's where the water could be coming from that has the high gold and other precious metal content in it. So we shall see. Alrighty, I'll be continuing to recap the main show, The Curse of Oak Island, late Tuesday nights. A day or two later, I'll be recapping the new Tales from Oak Island companion show as well. And let's see, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. I know for sure Christmas Eve, there's not going to be any new Oak Island shows of either the flagship show or the Tales from Oak Island. Probably the same case for New Year's Eve as well. Thank you so very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And as always, sempre avanti. And of course, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all.